warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Naufal Ihsan. So today I am going to explain about the current account balance. The first, we start from the definition of the current account balance. The current account represents a country import and export of goods and services, payment made to the foreign investor, and transfer such a foreign debt. The current account records a national transaction with the rest of the world, specifically its net trade in goods and services, its net earning on cross-border investment, and its net transfer payment over a given period of time, such as a year or in a quarter. And the next is the current account surplus and the current account deficit. A country current account balance may be positive or a surplus, or maybe a negative or deficit. In either case, the country capital account balance will register an equal and opposite amount. Exports are recorded as a credit in the balance of payment, and the import are recorded as a debit. In keeping with the double entry bookkeeping, any credit in the current account, such as an export, will have corresponding debit recorded in the capital account. Essentially, the country imports the money that foreign buyer pays for the export. The item received by the nation is recorded as a debit, while the item given up in the transaction recorded as a credit. And a positive current account balance indicates that the nation is a net lender to the rest of the world, while the negative current account balance indicates that is the net borrower. A current account surplus increases a national net foreign asset by the amount of the surplus, while the current account deficit decreases it by the amount of the deficit. And the next is the factor that affecting the current account. The first factor is the trade balance. Since the trade balance, export minus import, is generally the biggest determinant of the current account surplus or deficit. The current account balance often display a cyclical trend. During a strong economic expansion, import volume typically surge if exports are unable to grow at the same rate. The current account deficit will shrink if import decline and export increase to stronger economies. The second is the exchange rate. The exchange rate exerts a significant influence on the trade balance and by extension on the current account. On an overvalued currency makes import cheaper and export less competitive, thereby widening the current account deficit or narrowing the surplus. An undervalued currency, on the other hand, boosts export and makes import more expensive, thus increasing the current account surplus and narrowing the deficit. So that's all of my presentation about the current accounts. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.